Hello, pile 2. If you felt called to the Emperor in reverse, this reading is for you. Okay, so I see that there is some conflict, pretty evident to you at this moment, probably. It's having to do with family, and something happened where I'm hearing it was uncalled for, some type of betrayal. And this is leading to a transformation in yourself. And we have, I believe this is the Eight of Swords in reverse. This card is talking about serious betrayal to you, feeling like you got stabbed in the back. And when this happens, it's like it brings you to yourself after being away from it for so long. It brings you to your truest essence. Like, there's no faking about this. This really grounds you almost. Like, it's so real, it grounds you, and it makes everything real. Like, there's no way to go about this in delusion. So whatever happened was so extreme that it really roots you in the earth and the cause of the problem of whatever happened. I feel like you guys are genuinely people that see the good in everything, and even if that good is not really there, you still try and see it. And you're so forgiving, you're very authoritative and adult-like. So whatever happened was really bringing you to your truth, that this really was never good. And you may have pretended it was, or you wanted to see the good in it, but it never truly was. These people never truly had your back, and you were kind of making the best out of it to keep things cordial. But when this happens, it's like a big reality check that things may have seemed like they came a long way, but they really didn't. And there was never true intention of love behind this. And if it was, I see that your parents they're very wounded, and their idea of love is not like, someone is focused on a male figure and they're not able to even see you clearly. And I'm just seeing like a lot of arguments, and you have such a pure spirit that even in the chaos, you're the one that's trying to shed light on, like, he's bad for you, or see me and see that I'm here for you and you're safe. You don't have to be with him. Like, it's kind of like that, but this person, I feel like it's a female figure. She's just not able to see that. She's almost like in this trance or brainwashed by him, that she's afraid to even think outside the box. And her box is like, he's always right, he's protecting me, whatever he says is what goes. And anything trying to contradict that, even if it's truth, provokes her. And you may have believed that she could get better, or she was going to see things as the truth because it's so obvious to you, but she's in this box and she can't really think out of it, and anything that tries to get in it is like provoking her. And there's just a lot of trauma stored in her perception that it's all delusion, and anything that is truth is like uncomfortable for her to face. So it actually provokes and heats up conversations, turns them into arguments, when you're really just trying to be the peacemaker and show her, like, this is really what's going on, and you are there for her. You know, you're always telling her that, like, you're there for her, and you will always be there for her even in her bad moments. But and even still, like, I'm feeling that you're a very forgiving person. It's just that when this happens and the way it happens, it shows you, like, wow, like, I guess it really wasn't going as far as I was thinking it was going to go. Like, I thought she was going to grow. I thought she was going to see things. I really didn't think she would stoop this low. But it is a very heavy layer of betrayal. And you are strong enough to face it. We have this death card here with the transformation that is about to happen. So you are strong enough to come out of this as a better person. Whereas with her, the more trauma that happens, it actually brings her away from her truest essence. And with you, I'm feeling that this actually brought you closer to your truest essence. Like, it brought you closer to reality. Like, even though you do want to love these people, you're like, you obviously can't, because, I mean, not to the fullest. You can internally. But I'm seeing here with this card, it's sideways, because this is about giving to people. And because it's sideways, it's like you want to give. That's your innate wanting. But you saw that when you did give, it actually made it worse. It actually provoked the person, and it didn't make anything better. So it's like you're learning to love them from a distance. You can't get rid of that love you feel inside and that forgiveness you feel inside, but this whole situation was like, you can't express that all the time because they're not able to hear it, and it didn't change anything. If anything, it made that person like retreat back away from you. And some things have to be like that in order for the big picture and for connections to come to us that's outside of that situation. I didn't see the precursor to this, but just based off what I'm feeling, you're a very forgiving and loving person. And if this energy was only put into this, it wouldn't be able to blossom to the fullest extent. We have the Lover card in reverse here, which is saying that, you know, after this, when you have that realization, like, you can't give how you used to with these people, or you're just having to love them from a distance, it's created this block in you, because your feminine self, you're so connected to it, and it's the love, and it's the forgiveness, and it's the, you know, every day is a new day. I can love you the same as yesterday if we just leave it behind. But the masculine is like, I do remember what happened yesterday, and I have to go off of what happened in order to keep myself safe. And it's like this conflict between you and yourself. Like, how do I go about this? Because the real you wants to love unconditionally, but then, you know, in order to keep yourself sane and safe, you have to love conditionally, and you have to love from a distance. And maybe it doesn't mean you have to love conditionally, but you have to love in a different way, because the way that you were previously doing it had this tower moment happen that it's reprogramming the way that you see how to go about this. If you are to have a family connection, it's going to be in a different way. But I see that you're kind of going off on your own, because there's really nothing else for you to do. I mean, I see that these people are just kind of like pushing you away, and even though you were giving them every reason to stay with you, specifically her, she was just not, like, it wasn't able to even come close to true perception, because it's like she's literally in this box, in this trance, and it's all this man's programming onto her, and he just has like a lot of control of her. So I see that you're going off on your own, and you're going off in this way, not like in an anger way, but like venturing out in this way where it's like, you know, you have to do it, you have no other choice, and you're just being very strong about it, but it just feels like there could have been, like, you wanted it to be good between you guys, you wanted to make it work, and you felt like you did everything you could, and you're venturing out in this way where it's like you don't regret anything, you only have to move forward. Like, you cannot look back on the past, you just have to keep moving, and that's the energy of it. And then I see here with the Nine of Cups that you are victorious in this decision to go off on your own. This is the right thing to do, even if it feels conflicting, even if it feels like, you know, I could do more, maybe I should stay and try and help her. The right thing to do is to follow your intuition. And if your intuition is telling you you've done everything you can, then the only way is to try a new way of loving these people. And I see that you're victorious in following your intuition, whatever it tells you. I see that it's this new solo journey, and you're going out in the world in this stronger way, even though it's like, you know, it feels very new, it feels very sudden, like you just have to, like, you may even have been kicked out, I'm not sure, but it just feels like you have to just go this way really quick, and you take it for what it is, that your intuition is telling you that's the only thing to do. And all these cards are singular, so that's why I feel like this really is a solo journey. You don't have like another family you can just run to and stay with them. And if you do, it feels like you're the only one that understands this. And that's why it does feel like this solo journey. And you're going about this in a way where you're being authentic to yourself. You're following your intuition. You're not following what would be best for these people in the fantasy that everyone gets along, this gets better. You're just following of what actually happened, what you feel to do, and what you know you can do to better yourself in the situation, how to take care of yourself after this has happened. And we have the Five of Cups here, which is the card of depression. So there's so much to reflect on and so much to feel about this, because it really is just, you know, a big betrayal to everything that you were trying to give, all this love, all this courage. You didn't know how or what this was going to, you know, how this was going to happen, but you still tried. And I see as you go off on your own, like, this is meant for divine redirection, divine intervention for divine redirection, that this is going to give you some strength that you can use in the future, and it had to happen this way is what I'm hearing. And we have the Knight of Pentacles here, so you may be, you know, after this depression period, you may be reflecting on how to go out and get money, or how to be on your own, how to be away from these people. I feel like this was really the end of a chapter where this was not the first argument they've had, and you always wanted to make it work. And after this, you're like, okay, like, how do I make sure this never happens again? How do I make sure I love this person, but I don't let it compromise my self-love and the way that I take care of myself? And how can I be happy in the future without completely cutting these people off? So it's this whole reprogramming that you're seeing things in a different way. And you're also learning how to get rid of negative thinking, because you may have grown up in this place where there was a lot of negative thinking, a lot of negative arguments, and it may have kind of stayed with you. And you're learning now that, like, because you're on your own, there's no room for negative thinking. There cannot be anything negative because you are all you have. And this is really a transformation of yourself. And like I said, this is the only way. It had to happen. It had to happen this way. This says you have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. So yeah, you're just learning how to completely like snap out of it if you start to go in this other world, because it's like you have to make the best out of it. That's the only solution. And we also have surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. And it's about staying centered and separate from the drama, that you can love from a distance. They can have their arguments, they can have their own negativity, and she can also know that you are there for her if she ever wants to change. But you don't have to remind her that over and over if it's not going to actually change anything in that moment. So it's really just surrendering to what this is, a redirection, a divine redirection. And I also feel that this is leading you to your success. Like, going off on your own is what you're supposed to do, and these people may have been a blockage for your success. And the Knight of Pentacles also supports this. This is the pentacle, the physical world, the money, this is really going about life in this independent way and how you can make it good for you. This says you are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. So I see that there are a lot of things waiting for you at the end of this. There's a couple things that it's like it's in the midst of happening. And one of these things is surrendering low self-esteem, to accept that you are not the cause of this problem. These people are not like this because of you in any way. And just because they were close to you in a relation of some sort doesn't mean that you need to compromise yourself or lower yourself to the way they see themselves. You cannot help the fact that their perspective is negative or anything that is not true, but you can change yours to support you. This says you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So that also goes with the abundance there, that you are ready to experience it, and this may have been the only way that it was to happen. And I see that with this Four of Swords here, that you do need rest before these things can come in. I feel like these surrender cards are things that reprogram when you're sleeping, and that this is all part of the divine redirection, the change of perspective, and then the change of the way you go about your life and how and when you express your love to people. This is a complete healing journey you're on. You may have this connection to the earth where things get, too intense. You can go outside and really feel this healing, loving energy that is supporting you. Because we have surrender to the beauty of the natural world here. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. So this is your safe haven, your refuge if you need one. This is what you do to feel love, unconditional love, and receiving it. Surrender to the magic of who you are. Coming in contact with who you are, how you go about the situation, what you learn from it, how you manifest a better reality for yourself from it, and how you forgive and love these people despite their actions. It's all about becoming a better you, and you have to be strong before these things can come in, this abundance, this love, all these things, the beauty of the natural world. Like, this is really a catalyst for a lot of awakenings, and it starts with knowing the magic of who you are and how you can transform yourself from the situation. We all have magic in us. Remember, even in the mundane aspects of life, you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. And surrendering to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. So yeah, whatever your intuition tells you how to go about the situation, trust it. It's the right thing to do because it's all about divine redirection. This is happening for a divine reason. This is it's very heavy, it's very strong, but it's also very transformative. And remember to give yourself rest whenever you need it, because when you sleep, all these things are programming into you. The lessons, the things you need to surrender, the reflection, because sometimes it's too heavy to do it in the physical awake world, and that's when it happens when you sleep. So that is the end of your reading. I hope this gave you the clarity that you needed.